What have been my most successful speaking lessons? In other words, trying to encourage our students to speak and practice their language skills. In this video, I'm going to show you one technology, but loads of ideas that I've worked on. And I really would say that this is probably, for me, some of the most successful speaking lessons that I've ever done. One thing that's really interesting about what I'm going to show you today is that it can be done in any language. And it's really personalized, so the students are really going to be able to relate what they speak about to themselves. Really hope you like the video, and as always, if you do, please share it with other teachers. Please like it. Please comment on it. I'd love to know what you think of this idea, or whether you've tried similar ideas using the same technology that I'm going to show you. And also, of course, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let's get started. Now, the idea that I'm showing you is based around Google Earth. There are various ways you can access Google Earth. If you sign into your Google account, you can just click here and find Google Earth very easily. However, another way that you can find Google Earth, you can also download Google Earth for free. I've just written download Google Earth into Google. I think it's this one here. And as you see, it brings up a page where you've got Google Earth on the web, Google Earth on mobile, and Google Earth Pro to download onto your computer. So it doesn't need a good internet connection, because you can, if you've got Google Earth Pro on your desktop, then of course you can run it. So what I'm going to do is I've created a project that is a little tour of various places, and this is some of my favorite places in the world where I've been lucky enough to visit, and I'm going to take you through that tour, and I'm going to talk over it as if I was doing a speaking activity. Now, this could be in any language, and it could be very simple, me just saying I went to blah blah blah, I liked it because, or it could be, as I'm going to do, quite a sophisticated language. But let me take you on the tour first, and I'm going to show you afterwards how you make these tours and how you teach your students to make them. I'm going to click on this button here, and the one I'm going to work with is called Places I Love. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click on Present. So I click on that button up there, and off we go to the first place, which is the Plaza de España in Seville, where I lived for 11 years. And I remember going over to this square many times. It's absolutely stunning, and there's a beautiful park nearby as well. And this park is also really beautiful, and I believe it's where they filmed some of the parts of Lawrence of Arabia. And one of the nice things is if we come down and see what it's like to actually look at that, and I've got that prepared for you by clicking on the second part of my tour. Here we are in the Plaza de España, and it basically represents all of the cities, or all of the key places in Spain, and it's done by these little maps that are here on the side, these tiles. If I kind of log in, you could come in a bit closer, you'll probably see a little bit better that. Okay, so there's these little places, and there's little maps here, and they represent all the different cities, and I think there's all the provinces within Spain. Absolutely beautiful place, and I have amazing memories of spending time there. Now we're going to zoom off to the next place. Another place that I really love to visit is, I love the city of Istanbul. It's got loads of history. I've been there many times. I do a lot of work there, and the Blue Mosque is just an absolutely fascinating building. And in fact, that whole area of Topkapi and Hagia Sophia and the Blue Mosque, they're all within a very easily walking distance one from the other, and it really is a stunning part of Istanbul, and somewhere I always love to go. And every time I go there, I always make sure I get time to come over and see the Blue Mosque. So absolutely wonderful. Next part of my tour is to take you back to Spain, actually, to a building that just blew my mind when I saw it for the first time, and that is the Sagrada Familia. Okay, really hope you can see the power of this idea, and obviously what I'm going to do is show you how you make these projects, because they're very easy to do. And it's great because you can get students to make their own little projects and then present them to the rest of the class. They can stand at the front of the class and present to everyone, or you could put the students in groups. Let's say you've got 2 or 3 computers in the classroom. You could do this online. I've done it on Zoom. I've even done it in breakout rooms, but you can also do it for homework and get the students to make their tour and then record themselves. So I'm going to look at some of these possibilities. The first thing I want to do, though, is show you how you make the project. So let me give you an example. Just a super quick bit of promotion. If you like what you see and you want more free videos, please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. You'll see loads of videos for language teachers on the first page, and there's all these different technologies here across the screen. You can also find out about my latest course. It's normally advertised at the top. And if you sign up to my newsletter, then you will also get a free video course on how to use teaching, or how to use technology in teaching. And that's a 12-part course. I think I send you a video every 4 or 5 days. And you get updated with all the latest videos and the latest blogs and the latest online courses and the latest webinars as well. Right, let's get back to the video. So I'm going to do my best to show you how to do this. It's pretty easy, but I'm also going to show you a couple of tricks to make it really interesting. And you can start really by just simply searching for a place. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, and the place that I'm going to search for is I'm going to kind of go to places that I've been on holiday. So imagine I wanted to do a little bit of presentation about some of my favourite holiday destinations. So I'm going to start with Krabi in Thailand, and I'm going to click here, and off we go to Krabi. So I don't actually need to start a project first. I can actually go off and search for a place that I want to visit. So I've gone off to Krabi, and what I can do is I can simply click here, add to project, and Krabi, and then this is going to be a new project. So if I click on here, I'm going to click on new project, and then I'm going to call this one my best holidays. Okay, I'm going to take people off to see some of my favorite places. So I click on save. Now I've added the first place. Now one of the interesting things that you can do though is that you can take that a little bit further, and I'm going to show you how we can do this. What we'll do is we're going to kind of, first of all, we're going to need to just use this button here to come in a little bit closer, and then I'm going to hit the coast. So actually I'm just going to move along a little bit further. This is actually where I was on holiday. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my little man. I'm going to just drop him down onto the beach that's very near to where I was staying. Okay. And now I'm going to add a second place. So this is Ao Nang Beach. Beautiful place, absolutely fantastic spot. Look at that, absolutely amazing. And I'm going to now click on new feature and capture street view, because I'm in street view now. It's called street view when you drop the little man onto the street. And I'm going to call this beach in Krabi, or it's near Krabi really, but that will do. Okay. And I'm going to save that. So now I've got two places. First of all, the location, then we've got this picture. Now I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to click on, come out of that photo, out of that particular photo, come back again onto the beach at Ao Nang, just come back out again, and I'm going to shift over to the other side. So I'm just going to move over here. So that was the beach in Krabi, but I'm going to come back onto this side. There's another really beautiful beach just a little bit further along, if I remember rightly. Hopefully I can get to, let me just move out a little bit more. And again, what I can do is I can drop my, that's it, drop my, I'm going to drop it just here because it's a nice kind of spot. So come down again, drops down, and now what I'm going to do, see another beautiful beach here. Okay, and I'm going to this time simply again click on new feature and click on capture street view, and I'm going to call this second beach in Krabi. So the reason I'm doing this is because now what I can do, and if I just sort of demonstrate this by clicking on the present button, when we do the presentation we can start in Krabi, say okay, this is Krabi and I spent some time here. Okay, I should have perhaps searched for Krabi town. Then I can click here, then it's going to move over to the first place that I was, and it will bring me right down to that image. Absolutely fantastic. And then I can talk people through the image. And then I can click again and come to the next image. Now this is absolutely brilliant. This is really powerful because it kind of allows me to kind of really bring places to life. So let me take you through that process again. So I'm just quickly going to add one more location. So I'm going to close again, click on photo, because you want to come out of photo, come back into the map view, come down to new feature, and this time we're going to add a place. So I'm going to search for it, and the place I'm going to search for is called Sapa. In fact, so Sapa, Vietnam. Okay, click on that one there, and we're going to go off to another place which is the north of Vietnam, very near to China. And again, I'll start by just talking about Sapa generally, and then I'll obviously do some extra pictures. So I'm going to click on add to project. That now adds Sapa to my project. Okay, and what it does now, which is a bit annoying, is it kind of comes out and it shows you part 1 and part 2. What I need to do now is jump back to Sapa. So if you click here, you should be able to just jump back into it again. Sometimes you have to click on the one before and then come to the Sapa one. And then what I want to do is do exactly the same as I did last time. I'm going to just log in a little bit more. So sorry, focus in a little bit more. So I'm going to come right into Sapa so we can really see it. And then what I might do is click on the 3D view. And in fact, I'll do the same as I did before. I'm just going to stop it, and I'm going to get my little man and drop it into somewhere where I might get a really good view of some mountains. So let's just say here. We come into a view of Sapa. So let's just have a quick look. And not a very good picture, but I won't just because of time. Wow, you actually get a little idea of these, how it is, but it goes right up into the mountains. Unfortunately, it's a very misty picture, but let's work with this picture just simply for time. I'm going to click on add new feature and then capture street view, and that's going to be Sapa 2. So now again we can jump from the general view of Sapa into the specific view. Okay, so we've looked at Google Earth, we've looked at how you make projects. You could easily use that in the class with your students. Present, first of all, to your students a project yourself and then get them to do the same. They could do it for homework, they could do it in class. But I'm also going to show you another idea that I've experimented with as well. Now, this is slightly tricky because what I'm going to do is I'm going to record myself giving a presentation. It does require really that you've got a computer, a laptop, but all the technologies are free, and it's a very feasible thing to do, certainly something that I've worked on. And I'm going to now take you through that process of getting your students to record themselves doing a presentation, which they can then send to the teacher or present in class, etc. So what I'm going to do now is show you how you could record yourself speaking over a presentation and actually make a video really easily. I'm going to use Screencast-O-Matic. So go to screencast-o-matic.com, and when you go there, the first button you want to click on is this one here, record for free, and then you want to click on launch free recorder. Now, the first time you do this, you might have to just wait a little while it downloads a little plugin that will sit in your browser. But if I click on that button, because I've used it before, it will open up fairly quickly. There it is on the screen. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to using Google Earth. So just jump back to my Google Earth, and I'm going to go back to the beginning of this presentation that I've made. In fact, I can click on the presentation mode. Now, one thing I can do as well is try to get this presentation. I can move this player so that it kind of just records the whole of the window of the Google Earth. Notice I'm not doing this full screen. Otherwise the video is going to be really big. And then what I'm going to do now is click on the present button, and we're going to start. And I'm going to start recording myself. So to record myself, all I need to do now is click on this button here. So let's pretend I'm a student. I'm doing my recording. I'm going to present two places I have travelled to in the past that I really like. The first one I'm presenting to you is Krabi. Krabi is in Thailand. It's a beautiful area with wonderful limestone formations, and if I click here on the first kind of view of Krabi, you'll get an idea about these limestone formations. We're coming right down onto the beach, and these are the rock formations that I'm talking about. Absolutely beautiful. This is a beach that I was staying on in an area called Ao Nang, and if I click on here, we'll also move to the second beach, and this was another area that I stayed on as well. Again, we can see these beautiful rock formations, and again a really lovely beach with wonderful sunsets. Really beautiful place. Now I'm going to move on to another place that I traveled to, which I really enjoyed, which was in Vietnam, and it's called Sapa. So we're flying off from Krabi in Thailand to Sapa, which is in the north of Vietnam, near to the border with China. And if I click on the next button, you'll see a great view of some of the mountain regions. Really is a beautiful area, loads to do here in terms of kind of hiking, sightseeing, really nice place, lots of things that you can visit, but absolutely fantastic for walking. Beautiful mountains, and Supper's a really interesting town to visit as well. If I click here, you'll get another view. Okay, so you can see I can do that recording. Now I'm going to click on the stop button, and that recording is actually ready. I'm going to click on done, and I'm going to click on save, and I could even play that video back. I'm just going to move that so that we can, it's just here. I could even play that video back now and just check that it's working. My presentation is going to be broken up into two parts. And now what I could do very simply is actually save that as a video onto my computer, and then I could share that with my teacher. I could play that in class. Another way that I could have saved that, if I didn't want to save it as an actual if I click back here, I would also have the option, for example, to save it on YouTube or even save it on my Google Drive. So we could actually get our students to make recordings. Now what I'm going to do is add another video on if you want to learn more about using Screencast-O-Matic. But combining Screencast-O-Matic with Google Earth is really interesting. And on the screen now, if you click on the link, you can learn more about Screencast-O-Matic, and I'll also put it in the description below. Okay, really hope you liked that video. Please come over to teachertrainingvideos.com. At the top of the screen, you'll see a whole series of different technologies, including, for example, a special section on languages, and then technologies like Quizlet, how to teach online, Moodle, and you can click on any of these topics and you'll get access to loads of videos. Also, from the front page, I do highlight some of the most popular technologies here on the front page that you can immediately click on. You'll also see on the front page the latest course, so I've got any up and coming courses, I always advertise them on the front page there. And you'll see over here on the right that you can sign up to the newsletter. If you sign up to the newsletter currently, there's a special offer where I'm providing you with a 12-part video series in how to use technology in language teaching. I send you a video about every 5 days, but also if you sign up to the newsletter, you'll get updated with all the latest videos, the latest blogs, the webinars, and any online courses that I'm running as well. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel, and don't forget to click on the bell if you want to be updated when new videos come up on YouTube. And finally, if you do want to contact me, perhaps about doing some training in Zoom or Camtasia or in the many other tools that I work with, then please contact me here from the website. Finally, on the screen now, I'm going to leave some other videos that are related to the video that you've just watched and you might find interesting. And thank you very much.